Hello, this is David Kozich, Chief Spiritual Officer and Senior Minister for the LoveMakers Foundation, a cutting-edge, hybridized 501c3 religious organization, which is a spiritual organization whose purpose is to bring love to the world, whose purpose is to move the paradigm of this world from fear to love. And thirdly, our purpose is to bring love to your heart, to every heart here on the planet. But of course, we're starting with one person at a time. We're starting with our love makers. And we're asking you to be leaders to help us move the paradigm from fear to love and to bring love in everything that you do. Our love makers are committed to leading in love, teaching love, sharing love, giving love, receiving love, and then getting on the path to becoming love and transforming ourselves. I am excited about tonight's talk, which will be presented on Friday, October 20th, 2023. Tonight's love message is love, the heart of a leader, purpose, people, and profitability. I'm delighted to say that I'm going to be trying and applying for a TED Talk about leadership. I am driven, as is Deborah, driven to bring love to the world and to change and move the paradigm from fear to love. And we can do that one person at a time. We can do it one organization at a time. We can do it one community at a time. And that's the beauty of YouTube. Anyone can come on here. We're trying to get us up to 1,000 views for our YouTube videos. So I'm hoping that you love makers out there, people viewing this, will share this video throughout the world because we have love makers all over the world. I'm committed to developing leaders, not followers. And if you're watching this video, you are a leader. You're a natural born leader. And tonight I'm going to show you how to access that. I'm going to use my 5 principles, levels of leadership and love, bringing the solution on how you can become a leader, how you can develop your inner leader. Because when you do, you will finish and end up with courage, confidence, compassion, and love for all that is, and unconditional love. What are the 5? Well, very frankly, very straightforwardly, being self-aware, finding passion, seeing love in everyone, self-love, and then transformative love in leadership. Well, what's the first level? Self-awareness and love is the first step. And again, it's about becoming aware of who you are as a human being, aware of your strengths, aware of your weaknesses, aware of what love is. Not just romantic love. It's a lot more than that. It's not just familial love. It's more than that. It's about love internally. It's all about you. Becoming aware of yourself, not judging yourself, learning to love yourself, and looking at the expansive nature of love. As Peace Pilgrim said, the way to peace is the way of love. Love is the greatest power on earth. It conquers all things. Again, this is a woman who dropped everything. No money, put on a vest, start walking and just teaching peace and teaching love. John Maxwell, a leadership expert, and I'm proud to say that I'm a certified John Maxwell leadership coach, in addition to my master coach certification and my education. I'm very proud to be affiliated with John Maxwell, who is a leader himself, who shares himself with his leadership group, which is constantly expanding because he's basing it on love. But he said a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So when you're talking about self-awareness, we're talking about being aware of yourself. We're talking about being aware of what a leader is. We're talking about the awareness of the power of love. Because all love is energy. And as a leader, what you're doing is creating energy. Energy in yourself and energy in those that you want to lead. And as you get greater in creating that self-energy and becoming aware of that energy, and that everything is energy, but that you have the ability to and the capability of directing that energy, what happens is that you'll lead and you will become a leader. You know, it's funny because we've been talking about this for over 3 years now, because at LoveMakers Foundation, we know, and Deborah and I know absolutely, that everything comes from love. And the problem is people don't recognize and realize love, the ultimate type of love, that path of love, that compassion, that internal being. And again, when you become a leader, love becomes self-aware of what love and leadership and who you are, what happens is you're going to be more capable of having romantic love, of loving your family, of loving your associates, of creating a loving culture in your company. That's self-awareness. Love and passion is the second level of the leadership love hierarchy. Without passion, there's nothing. The greatest leaders have a passion to change the world, have a passion to make positive change, have a passion to help others, have a passion to serve. Because passion is energy. You're only limited by the amount of spiritual, intellectual, and emotional energy that you generate. You know, great leaders have great ideas. If you look at some of the leaders in business, you're looking at Bill Gates, a passion to bring Microsoft to the world. Elon Musk, a passion to solve the world's problems, whether it's SpaceX or Tesla. I think you help with PayPal. You know, it's the desire to make life simpler for human beings on this earth, to make a better life, a passion. Steve Jobs, a passion for Apple, a passion for ideas and creativity and innovation. You have to be burning with that passion. You have to be passionate about it, passionate about people to be a leader, passionate about yourself, passionate about leadership. Because as John Bon Jovi said, nothing is as important as passion. No matter what you want to do with your life, be passionate. And that's my message to you. Be passionate to become a servant leader. Because as Jesus repeatedly said, those who serve shall become great. And I'm offering you the opportunity tonight and this afternoon to become great. Become a leader. You can do it. Because it starts from here. It starts from your heart, which comes from the Latin courage. It's also French courage. The heart. The heart is where all this electromagnetic energy is centered. It connects everything. It beats in the rhythm of the universe. Because becoming a great leader, you'll inspire those around you to greatness, but becoming passionate for something, anything, will create an avenue to an energy that you'll connect with all that is. It'll connect and raise your consciousness to its highest potential so that you can create, that you can lead, that you can innovate. Those are all things about leadership. That you can create a great vision and strategy on how to get and make that vision become a reality. It's like Walt Disney when he formed and went out and looked at Disney World. He'd already had Disneyland, of course. Went to Florida, saw a swamp. But his vision for something great, his vision and creativity came from here and here. It's that connectivity. And guess what? Now we have Disney World. That's what leaders do. Now, leaders also see love in everyone. Power is of two kinds. One can be obtained by fear and punishment. The other can be attained by love. When there is love, it's 1,000 times stronger and more effective, according to Gandhi, than fear. We all have egos and it's difficult, but if we create this love paradigm, there will only be kindness, compassion, confidence, courage, the ability to work together, the ability to put others before ourselves, the ability to bring everyone together. Because you'll see the love in everyone. You'll see their potential. We won't believe you're better or worse than anyone. We're all special, unique individuals. And if you have the ability to see that, this is going to be a better world. You're going to live a great life. You will become the leader you are meant to be. So when you look at anybody, even an enemy, and I've used that in many instances as a former lawyer, and I've seen the goodness and have forgiven people, and believe me, it's cleared up many problems for my clients and in my life personally. So see the love in everyone. The next thing is, remember, where there's love, there's life. That's what Gandhi says. And where there's life, there's love. So make it your priority. We've talked about self-awareness, passion, seeing love in everyone. Now we come to something I think is very important, and that's self-love. Because as Lao Tzu said, mastering others is strength. Mastering ourselves is true power. It's true. Once you learn to love yourself and no longer judge yourself, give yourself kudos, support yourself, what happens is the flow of courage, of confidence, of compassion, it just flows. So love yourself right now. Recognize that you are love. Recognize and realize that because of that love, that there's nothing to be afraid of. That you're courageous, you're confident. Live now, love now. As Lucille Ball wrote once, love yourself first and everything else falls in line. But you really have to love yourself to get anything done in this world because of these competing egos. And I didn't realize it when I first became a young attorney. You feel like, it's a profession, it's ethical, it's whatever. But look, it's competitive. Everything is competitive in this world. Society is structured so there are winners and losers. That paradigm has to change. We have to live in love. We have to create a paradigm of love, don't we? A paradigm where everyone is honored, where everyone is cared for, where everyone has the potential to do what they want in life and to bring love to this world, to bring creative solutions to this world, to bring happiness and joy to this world. And we need to support one another. As the Buddha finally said in closing on this section, you yourself as much as anybody in the entire universe deserve your love and affection. So learn to love yourself, honor yourself, create that courage. It's there, but it's right here in the heart. And then we go to transformation. We go to going beyond what we would call this dimension. It's embracing everything and recognizing everything in this world and in your life. But having you in your heart and mind, body and soul connect with everything that is. And people have done that, and they've done it through actions. You take a magnificent action, you're going to connect to your highest self. If you become more compassionate, become kinder, become more confident, become courageous in everything you do, and see love in everyone, and find those passions in life, and honor people, and respect them no matter what. Forgive people. Be thankful. These things are actions of love, aren't they? And what it does is it opens up your consciousness to all that is. And once you hit that tipping point, what happens is a change that will change your life. Very few have seen it on the planet. Buddha, Jesus. But many human beings have pushed that envelope, like Gandhi, like Martin Luther King, in an act of courage. If you look at that courage, let's look at the Martin Luther King March to Selma. I think there's a movie called Selma. It was a very excellent motion picture. But there's a man who locked arms with his brothers and sisters and marched across the bridge in the face of mortal danger. He did it because he loved freedom, because he loved equality, because he loved something greater than himself. That's leadership, isn't it? That's ultimate love, isn't it? I never met Martin Luther King. I was relatively young at the time. But despite what he felt in his personal life, that act of courage in itself, and of course many of the motivational writings and speeches he gave, showed a person who was motivated by love and who transcended this dimension because he was connected to all it is, because he knew that love is truth. Look at Ruth Bader Ginsburg, fighting for women's rights, giving everything of herself for equality for women. To equality for women, that was her thing. And she did it through the legal process, didn't she? She became a Supreme Court justice. She became a public figure illuminating equality. What is equality? It's about love. You know, if you believe in God, which I do believe in a higher transformative, infinite type intelligence, you have to know that equality is a characteristic of love. And it goes back to the third level, the third part of the hierarchy, that you want to see love in everyone. Because when you see love in everyone, you're really reflecting your own heart. Because we are all connected. And look at Abraham Lincoln again, the courage for the Emancipation Proclamation, to overcome the strife in his own government, to overcome a civil war. Complete and total courage. Because he had a love of unity, a love of love, and the courage to love. George Washington frequently spoke about providence. What is providence? It's love manifested in our hearts. That's all it is. Jesus, of course, transformed himself, 40 days and 40 nights, transforming himself into Jesus Christ. The Buddha, after years of walking in the wilderness, experimenting, trying everything he could to become enlightened, sat under a tree and became enlightened. That's leadership, because what love does is that love is attractive. Love is the most powerful, attractive force in the world. In fact, love by definition is a strong attraction, isn't it? So those are the 5 components. Think about those components. Make them part of your spiritual practice. But become an internal leader. Become a leader. And now I want to talk a little bit about what you can do to become a leader. What leaders do. One of the things leaders do is that we disrupt things. Here at LoveMakers Foundation, we're trying to disrupt regular religion by creating a spiritual practice of love. Because we know that love, absolute love, is God, isn't it? Or what we would call God. Or that's your highest self, isn't it? We don't care what you call it, but there's an absolute love. And every person in this world has an absolute love potential. An absolute potential to connect with all that is. Whether you're just connecting with yourself or the universe or what you would consider to be God, you're connecting. You have that potential to connect to what I would call absolute love. Don't you? But in business and in our personal lives, we want to disrupt. And how do you do that? Well, you interrupt the status quo. You interrupt what people believe. You interrupt negative beliefs. You interrupt negative thinking. You interrupt negative culture. You interrupt low productivity. And what you do is you then engage in that problem. You engage the person, whether it's advertising or whether it's your team or whether it's your family or whether it's you. You engage yourself in that discussion and then start thinking of alternatives and start educating yourself, which is the third thing. You educate yourself. You educate yourself or others into what the solutions are. And this is a modern form of advertising as well as a form of creating change, positive change in your company, in the world, in your life, in your family, wherever. And then finally, make an offer to yourself. I was reading an article, that you should create mini goals, have a major, different goals and times to achieve those goals, but have 10-day goals. Things that are attainable in your life. But make an offer to yourself. I'm going to complete those 10-day goals. We're going to give a free consultation. We're going to give you 2 for 1. Create that offer. So you want to interrupt, you want to engage, educate, and make an offer to yourself or to others to enhance yourself or your business. Or if you're a nonprofit, bring in, like LoveMakers Foundation, bring in more donations. Because we have a big, hairy, audacious goal to bring love to the world. Now, finally, there are hidden secrets to profitability. There are hidden secrets to create wealth. If you've read Napoleon Hill's book, his hidden secrets end up as a sort of an infinite intelligence. Have a mastermind group. You're not going to Think and Grow Rich was the name of his book unless you are focused, unless you have that burning desire to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And again, that goes back to the second level of my hierarchy is passion. When you have a passion for something, it happens. When you have a passion for something, you get it done. When you have a passion for something, it doesn't require discipline. You want to do it. And you can look at your romantic love life. When you're in love with somebody, boy, you're going to do anything it takes. If you're in love with your hobby, you're going to do anything that it takes. If you have this big, audacious goal to change the world in love, Deborah and I are going to do whatever it takes. But you have to want to do it. And that's created from love, from your heart. And in business, an example of a hidden secret is forming a market-dominating position. And I'll give you an example. I do a lot of business coaching, personal coaching, coaching for nonprofits. My goal is just to enhance lives. That's what it's all about for me, and I know that's all it's about for Deborah. We're here to enhance lives. We're here to bring you the model of love, which we know absolutely will enhance your life because it's powerful, the most powerful force in the world. But what is a market dominating position? Well, it's position yourself as number one in your industry, number one in your community, number one wherever it is. I'm going to use what I would call Buffini Company, which is primarily a real estate coaching organization. They establish a market dominating position. How do they do that? Well, if you check out their website, their advertisements, or talk to any of their coaches, talk to any of their staff, they know this, that their coachees, the people who they coach, earn 10 times more than the industry average. They've benchmarked that. They also look at the 5 circles of life, from family life to business life to finance, and connect those so that the person basically is not only making more money, but has a more balanced spiritual, financial, family life to create more time and happiness. That's a market dominating position, and you can do that. I've worked in many industries, life insurance, and I've worked with a Canadian company once called Canada Life. They're market dominating positions. We have the best whole life insurance product, and they did. Cost wise, it was really the best in my opinion, having compared it to 30 others as far as how the product itself performed. People don't think about that when they buy life insurance. You buy term, whole life, universal life. What did they buy? Well, The market dominating position was we have the best product. And that's what was sold. So whatever it is in your life, position yourself to be the best, position yourself to be number one, and then get everybody on board. Your team, the community, all of your connections, whether it be suppliers, all of your contacts, government. Deborah and I, when we did LoveMakers, contacted, it was very generous. The Redlands Chamber of Commerce brought in all of the state legislators. They brought in the city and the county to honor us and to publicize us. And that's connectivity. That establishes our market dominating position when we did our profit business, Infinite Coach. But that's establishing a market dominating position in San Bernardino County, California. Whatever it is, establish that market dominating position, invest in yourself, and go in love. This was exciting for me. I know that love is the way. I know that when you embrace love in these 5 levels of love, and you become self-aware, and you become passionate for something, and you see love in others, and when you learn self-love and then transform, your life will become a miracle. So go in love and know. I hope you enjoyed this love message, which is also a teaching of leadership. But go in love, know that love is the way. Check out our website, LoveMakersFoundation.com. I want to thank Deborah for being a great director, producer of this video. But I want you to look at this video. I want you to think about leadership and know that you're a leader. Because love is the most powerful force, and you are the leader within. Go out and prove me right. Have a great day and go in love. Love is the way.